9 out of 10 times riding the bus is a pretty frustrating experience. Your bus comes once, maybe twice an hour. You check the schedule, walk to the stop and wait. You don't even know if the bus will actually show up. But hey, lucky you, it arrives. You get on. Now you're in, but crawl at painfully slow speeds and stop every 500 meter. And if that isn't enough, you're stuck in traffic, like anybody else on the road. At this point, latest, you start questioning every decision you've ever made in your life. Okay, I'm kind. I'll wake you up from that fever dream. Because it doesn't have to be like this. What if I tell you there is a bus that comes every 3 minutes, has the length of a tram, has its dedicated lanes, and is still completely packed with people every time you take it? You ask, why not build a tram instead? And yeah, I'm asking the same, but we'll figure that out later. Or wait, wouldn't a metro be even better? Sure, but instead it's just a bus. A bus on drugs, but still a bus. And they call it the Metrobus.
Wow!
This is Hamburg's bus line 5. It carries over 60,000 passengers every day, making it the most used bus line in Europe. And that means it has more riders than some actual metro lines. Lately, I've been visiting Hamburg quite often to see my wonderful girlfriend, whom I love more than anything else on earth. Mwah! She lives roughly here. And to get here, in the city center, you have to take this exact bus. And the fact that I willingly do this every time should be proof of my love. Because riding the bus usually sucks. Although it's still better than sitting in Hamburg's horrendous traffic. But wait, aren't we in Europe? So you might expect Hamburg's public transport to be exceptionally well designed. Unfortunately, the opposite is true, but that's a topic for another video. I'm Daniel from Germany.
Can you hear me now?
And today we're talking about Europe's most used bus line. Why it carries so many people, what kind of buses make this possible, and why this very bus might be replaced within the next 2 decades by a fully automated metro line. Let's start with the buses itself. So, to transport this massive amount of people, the local transport company, the Hochbahn, couldn't just buy a standard bus off the shelf. They needed a monster. But before we talk about the current ones, we have to pour one out for the legend that came before it. For years, Hamburg was famous for running the Van Hool AGG 300. This wasn't just a bendy bus for the bendy people, it was a double bendy bus. 3 sections. 2 joints, basically a 25-meter snake. It was essentially a tram on rubber tires, but they retired them in 2018. They were getting old, they were maintenance nightmares, and honestly, driving a 25-meter snake through Hamburg's city traffic is a special kind of stress I wouldn't wish anyone. Respect to all the bus drivers out there. So they replaced them bit by bit with the Mercedes-Benz capacity. You see what they did there? L. The L stands for, you guessed it, large or long. Not 25, but still whopping 21 meters from nose to tail. You might notice that this is actually 4 meters shorter than the previous double articulated buses. However, the loss in length is compensated by a more efficient interior layout and a better maneuverability in traffic. The most critical design feature, however, is the door configuration. One of the biggest delays in bus transit is dwell time. The time a bus spends standing still while passengers fight to get on and off. To solve this, the Capacity L is equipped with 5 double-width doors. While a standard articulated bus typically has 3 or 4 doors, the 5-door layout allows for simultaneous boarding and alighting along the entire length of the vehicle in a shorter amount of time. So where does this army of buses actually go, and why is this route so insanely busy? The route is basically a diagonal slash through the heart of Hamburg. It connects the 4 things that generate the most traffic in any city: The trains, the university, the hospital and one of the densest residential areas in the city. To show you the route, we leave from the city center and drive into the outskirts, but you can obviously also take it into the opposite direction. It all starts here at the Hauptbahnhof, the central station and the busiest train station in Germany, with more than 600,000 passengers daily. A fucking nightmare, I'm telling you. This is the main vein. Basically every single transit line goes through here. Long distance services, regional commuter trains, S-Bahns and most U-Bahn lines. It's one of the worst bottlenecks in all of Germany, and yeah, that's why it's insanely badly designed to funnel everyone through this one spot. After we leave the central station, the route makes its way through Hamburg city center, stopping at the beautiful city hall and the grand promenade Jungfernstieg, where you just feel poor between all the Porsches and G-Wagons. Then we stop at Dammtor. This connects to more intercity trains and other train services and the massive park Planten und Blumen. But the bus doesn't empty out yet. No. It gets even fuller. Because the next section is the university district. Hamburg University has over 40,000 students, and it feels like 39,000 of them are trying to get into this bus at 8 AM. So the bus is the student shuttle in both directions. Ever wanted to feel like a sardine in a can? This is probably the closest experience to that you can get. After crossing the U2 ring line at Hohe Luftbrücke, one of the main transfer points to the subway system and dense beautiful Gründerzeit residential areas, we hit the UKE. This is the University Hospital, with 14,000 employees plus thousands of patients daily. Here in the middle of Eppendorf are the bedrooms, dense residential areas, office parks and the Bayersdorf headquarters, the people who make Nivea cream.
Nice.
Tens of thousands of people live and work here, and for decades they had zero rail connection to the city. No S-Bahn, no U-Bahn. Then we finally head into Lokstedt and later Niendorf, home to some of the most beautiful city houses I've ever seen. From here on it slowly gets calmer with every stop. We cross mid-density residential areas before the line either ends at Niendorf Markt or Burgwedel, where it connects to the suburban rail system. And as you can see, that's just a crazy amount of people and jobs in an area without heavy rail. And that is why this line is doomed to be crowded. It doesn't just go somewhere, it goes to the biggest train station, the biggest university, the biggest hospital and the biggest residential void. All in one straight line. It's basically a victim of its own perfection. So now we know we have the biggest buses and the busiest route. But how do you actually move 60,000 people a day? The secret is frequency. On line 5, schedules are irrelevant. During rush hours, these buses run in some sections every 2 to 3 minutes. That means even a 10-minute frequency, which is extremely good in most cases, wouldn't be enough. That's not a bus service, it's a conveyor belt. You don't check when it comes, you just walk to the station and one is already there. For large parts of the route, the bus doesn't drive in general purpose lanes. In America, you would probably call it bus rapid transit. It drives on a raised concrete median or dedicated lanes in the middle of the street. A remnant of the old tram network that used to exist. But unfortunately, it was slowly but surely dismantled with the construction of more metro lines in the 60s and 70s. Probably one of the worst decisions in Hamburg city planning history. Anyway, back to the bus. Even with a dedicated lane, there's a catch. Bus bunching. It's simple math. The first bus gets delayed by a huge crowd or a bad traffic signal and another bus behind it catches up. Suddenly you have 3 21-meter giants arriving at the exact same time. The first one is a sweatbox, the second one is empty. We have reached the limit of what rubber tires can do. Eventually, Hamburg realized that you cannot solve a subway-sized problem with a bus-sized solution. So there's hope inside, the U5, one of Europe's biggest and much needed new transit mega projects. The plan is simple. Take the route of bus 5, dig a tunnel under it, and voila, thousands of people have access to reliable and fast public transit. When it's finished, these trains will run every 90 seconds. Remember the 60,000 people the bus struggles to carry? The U5 is designed to move hundreds of thousands. It will connect the university, the hospital and the suburbs without a single traffic light. It's a perfect solution. But this is Germany. And we love our paperwork. They started digging in 2022. The first section opens in the late 2020s. But the full line, the part that actually can replace our beloved monster bus, that is scheduled for 2040. And scheduled means at the earliest 2050. And that means maybe my future kids will eventually profit from it someday. But for the next 15 plus years, we are stuck in a transit limbo. We have the technology of the future building beneath our feet, but we are still riding the technology of the past above ground. The Metrobus 5 is a legend. It's impressive, it's massive, and it moves an army of people every day. But it's also a reminder that it's still just a bus trying to do a train's job. I'm glad the U5 is coming, but I'm also glad that right now, despite the sweat and the crowding, this bus on steroids gets me to the person I love. If you enjoyed this fever dream of German transit, leave a like, hype or subscribe. And tell me in the comments what you think about that and the transit in your city. I'm Daniel and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.